to today's Power Call. We are back to our normal time, our normal place. And I'm just going to let you guys know it's not going to last. Things are never normal. We're always going to be moving forward. Over the next few days, expect massive changes to the schedule. Expect things to change. However, you can always count on the content. You can always count on the material we cover to be extremely valuable and beneficial to you as you go about your day. That's why I do these calls, right? I want you all to have a regular resource, a regular opportunity to pause from the hustle just for a few minutes, join together with the other students, and absorb a new lesson, a new perspective, a new idea that will help you increase your ability to be successful, right? This is the opportunity for you to sharpen your tool, which is your mind, right? The old story, or the old quote from Abraham Lincoln, if you give me 4 hours to cut down a tree, I'll spend the first 3 sharpening my axe. This is the opportunity for you to sharpen your mind so that every other of the 23 and a half hours you spend working and doing great things each day are even that much more effective, have even that much more energy behind them, and have even that much more effectiveness, and actually produce the results and give you the results you want. You now have better actions so you can get better results. That's why we do these calls. I'm happy to have you guys here, happy to join with you guys. For me, it brings me a lot of joy. I sit here and I literally picture in my mind the globe. And I picture little dots of where different HU2 students are. And I picture how we cover the globe. We have students all over the world, and we're all tuning in today to join together to focus on an important ideal, to summon our energy, and then turn around and hit the day and hit the rest of our week, the rest of our day with even more purpose, with even more power. I love these calls. They leave me fired up. I'm glad to be here with you. So let's dive into today's subject. I'm going to talk about a key belief, a key perspective that you must have if you want to obtain personal power. And I say personal power a lot, right? I believe that we have the divine imperative to become as powerful, capable, and competent in this life as possible. It's a key belief of mine. And I want to talk a little bit about what I mean when I say personal power, right? Because that can be ambiguous. A lot of times when you think of power, you think of like, Darth Sidious from Star Wars, or Hitler, or Stalin, or Genghis Khan. You think of that type of like political or actual physical power. And what I'm talking about is slightly different. I like to focus, instead of on the external manifestations of power, I'm trying to help you guys focus on the internal foundation of power, right? There's a great Leonardo, I almost said Leonardo DiCaprio, but I think it's Leonardo da Vinci, not DiCaprio, who said that you will have no greater or lesser dominion than that over what you have in yourself. So you have no greater level of power or control over your environment than that which you have over your own self. And so what I'm going to be talking about with you today are it's a key principle you need to adopt on the internal side. So part of your mind needs to be part of your mindset so that you can influence the world around you. Now, this is a choice. What I'm going to share with you is a choice. This isn't a genetics thing. This isn't a life situation thing. Every human being on the planet has the opportunity to make this choice that I'm about to share with you. And if you do so, if you choose to adopt this belief, if you choose to apply it minute by minute, decision by decision in your life, you will find that your ability to be successful and get what you want increases. Now, this is a decision that is going to require a significant level of bravery, right? This is going to require you to face and do things that are uncomfortable. One of the reasons most people don't live by this is because it's much easier to just ignore it and go off and live a little sad life. But no one on this call is going to accept that. We reject that idea completely. Access denied. We are going to move forward and build a fantastic life, become as powerful and as happy and as competent, as successful as possible, so we can do good in the world and do good for those we care for and enjoy our lives. So let's talk about this decision. In this world, there are 2 types of things. 1, things that are acted upon, and 2, the things that actually act on other things, right? You can think about it in a sentence. There's a subject and an object, right? There's something that's performing an action, and then there's something that's having the action performed on them, right? If you look at the world, right, like this San Pellegrino bottle, it doesn't really perform any actions. It's not moving or doing, it's not initiating any action in the world. It's just receiving, I'm acting upon the San Pellegrino bottle, right? I act upon it, right? And you can look over your life, like it's not just inanimate objects. There are entire classes of people, their entire things that they do not act, they are acted upon. They don't direct, they don't initiate, they just respond. They respond to action, or they are subject to action, right? Like they're subject to the action and initiative of others. Now you can look at this in grand scale. You got the Matrix, you got like, the people running it and they're controlling all the stuff. And you have the people running around as sheep on the inside. There's people that are acting, and then there's people that are being acted upon, right? You look at, but this applies on a much more narrow scale. If you actually think about this on a narrower scope in your own life, you can see times when you have fallen for this trap and allowed yourself to be acted upon by your external circumstances. What set this whole train of thought off, the reason I decided to talk about this with you, is because the other day I was talking with somebody and they said, blah, blah, blah. They're saying a bunch of stuff. And then they slipped in real quiet, like, yeah, we're all the product of our environment. And I was like, wait, pause. I reject that idea completely. I am not the product of my environment. Or he said, I think he said, we're all the product of our past. And I was like, no, there is no way that the past has produced me. I've taken events in the past and used them to forge myself. I've acted upon myself to create myself in the most competent and amazing person I can create. The past had nothing to do with it. I used it and I chose it and I directed it. I consciously created my current reality. And I reject the idea of my past producing me. I'm not an object that is acted upon. I act on the world. I act on my past. I act on my environment. I choose to take what I have and I find a way to act on it. Right. And it was a kind of cool opportunity to explore that idea with this person. It was happy little conversation we had. But I want you all to think about this. This is extremely, extremely key, right? A lot of times as people, you cast off people. Most people find ways to cast off power to other people, cast off power to their parents, cast off power to organizations where they grew up, their environment. They're born in the ghetto, born rich. This person, their significant other, they cast power off to these other people. And they say, I can't do X action because of this other person, right? Or because of my past or my situation, I'm stuck here. And I encourage you guys all to reject that idea completely. Stop casting your power away. Power, personal dominion is a choice you make, decision by decision. This is important. I want to say that again. I want you to think about this. Personal power is a choice you make, decision by decision. You decide whether or not to approach that situation or that choice from a position of strength or not. A lot of people cower out and choose to not do that. They cast that power away because in their mind, it takes the responsibility off them, makes it easier. They can blame these other people, these other situations for their lack of results or success. The people who are seriously about it, the students in the Copy Campus, the people in the world who are serious about becoming all they can be and achieving the greatest levels of success, they never cast away their power. Instead, they always make the choice to approach every decision from a position of personal control. They realize they can 100% determine how they interpret their surroundings, how they interpret their past, how they interpret their situation, how they interpret events that happen to them. They have entire control over what they choose to do, what they choose to think, how they perform, what their actions are, and what mindsets and belief they hold. They take complete and utter responsibility for these things. And that is how they are able to generate the results that they want. That's how I've been able to create the success that I've created in my life, is by taking complete control of my own mind, complete control of who I am and what I do in the world. Power is a choice. Personal power is a choice. Be extremely aware of this moving forward today. Listen to people you talk to. Read things as you go through the world, as you go through your copy stuff, as you're prospecting, as you're doing stuff. Pay attention to all the times that humans around you cast their power off to these other people and allow themselves to be things that are acted upon in this world. No better than the San Pellegrino bottle here. See if you can spot times and places where humans have done the opposite as well, where they've rejected the idea of being an object that is acted upon and instead found a way to push out into the world, use their initiative, and actively control their world because they've chosen to on the inside. They've chosen to approach it from a position of strength. I want you guys to all look for this today and the rest of your life. Watch your own actions. Listen to your own thoughts. See where you go wrong and fix it. It's easy. Again, this is a decision you make choice by choice. What the decision you made yesterday or 5 minutes ago does not have to have any bearing on the decision you make right now. That's all in the past. You can ignore it, delete it. It doesn't matter. And instead, you can face it decision by decision and continue to choose the right decision. Make the right choice. Do what you know you should do. Rise to the occasion. Choose to have personal power and control over yourself and over that decision, and make the choice you know is going to give you what you want. How to get your results is by looking at the decisions you have in front of you and using your personal power. That rock solid belief you should develop that you can control your world and you can control yourself to choose the right actions to get the results you want. It's a key concept. This is foundational. This is basic stuff, but this is where it all starts. If this key belief isn't there, you will never achieve what you need to have. But if you work over time, decision by decision, to make this who you are, so when you hear someone say, "Oh, we're a product of our past," you can reject it entirely and instead point to like how you have used your decision to act on the world to create yourself into who you are. That's the goal. That's what you should be moving towards. And that's what you can do if you make these decisions each day, minute by minute, second by second, as you make decisions. This has been a good call. I've enjoyed it. We talked about some good ideas. I will talk with you guys again tomorrow, where we'll cover more insights like this. We'll talk about more ways that you can use your mind to control your actions to become the best copywriter and achieve the financial success you need to create freedom in your life so you can do good in the world and do good for others. Until then, we're going to go out. We're going to use this energy, use these thoughts to create massive action in the world and do lots of important work. Get the reps in, learn the skills, do the work, land the clients, make the money, improve the world. So I will talk to you guys again tomorrow, where we will continue the show. We'll keep talking about these things and keep providing an opportunity for us to gather together, ponder an important thought, and then go out and conquer the world. I'll talk to you guys again tomorrow.